Over 2 million people live in Riverside County without a local news perspective. Until now. Spirit of Innovation, bringing you the need to know and good to know local regional county news, creating community and inspiration for business and residents. Welcome to Spirit of Innovation. I'm Gabriela Venturo. You might have noticed the new name and opening graphics. We are the same heartfelt television show you know, and we're still dedicated to providing impactful news and information for Riverside County. As a 6-time Telly Award winning show, we are committed to growth as a show and as an organization. Our new name, Spirit of Innovation, embodies all that this show does and who we are here at #JDSFamily. In today's episode, we'll discover how activists have a history of creating change here in Riverside County and the ways you can do the same. Did you know that many talented people consider Riverside County their hometown? I chatted with our homegrown American Idol contestants, and we highlight other talented Riverside County folks as well. First, let's take a look at what's happening with education in our region in the challenging times of COVID-19. On March 13th, Riverside County's public health officer closed county schools to stop the spread of the coronavirus. As we all know, the students didn't return, and the end of the school year was definitely not business as usual. We examine how parents, students, and school districts handle this novel situation and explore what's being planned for the 2021 school year.
When schools were closed, districts across Riverside County implemented distance learning, trained teachers on new technology, and worked to ensure that all students had access to computers and the internet.
It was a pretty wild ride those first few weeks, a lot of 24/7 days.
And information changing by the hour, by the day.
That is such a great point, yes, and it continues to. So that's been frustrating on the one side, but then also it's kind of just really retrained us to, grab the moment, do what we can, but be ready with a plan B because it could change very quickly. So that's kind of our new mantra.
How did the transition to distance learning go?
I would have to give kudos to our teachers because they were absolutely amazing. While teachers at first were really anxious, I've got to get to my lesson. I mean, they've really been trained to maximize instructional time and they value that. They saw the need to just take a step back and give students an opportunity to just talk. They really missed those social opportunities.
While distance learning was a big adjustment for everyone, the graduating class of 2020 faced many unexpected changes. Traditions from prom to grad night were canceled and replaced with drive-by car parades and celebratory lawn decor. Social media DOCTA senior groups connected graduates to community members who showered them with gifts. And schools stepped in with their own creative acknowledgments.
This year we actually did a couple extra special things for the students. We paid for their yard signs and delivered those, and we also got the class of 2020 chaparral face masks, which obviously isn't a normal thing to buy our kids as face masks.
One of the things we've done is we'll be giving all of our senior spring athletes their letters and pins for their Letterman's jackets for free this year. Just so that they can walk away with something from this year.
Graduation events across the county had many different looks, from a drive-through ceremony at Moreno Valley High School to online acknowledgments at UC Riverside and Norco College. School officials worked hard to recognize their graduates while maintaining social distancing requirements. Temecula Valley High Schools held their graduations as usual, but with staggered student arrivals and no large audience cheering in the stands.
We just really wanted a very authentic experience for them. We wanted them to feel the same feelings as any senior would feel.
I think it's so special because they literally had so much more time and we got so many extra pictures we wouldn't normally get, and the students have more time on stage, and who else gets a video of their graduation at the end of it? So it's kind of nice. I mean, we don't usually produce a video.
I am here with Maya, who just graduated. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Excited.
The process seemed to be pretty smooth. Did you agree?
It did. It went really smooth, actually.
Wow! Graduation during a pandemic! Once in a lifetime.
This class, everybody's gonna remember. Her class.
2020! 2020!
While these seniors head into the next stage of their lives, The 2021 school year is currently being redesigned to keep students and teachers as safe as possible.
As of today, as of this hour, I can speak and tell you what I think it will look like. We will be offering 3 models in Makayla Valley Unified School District. We will be offering a traditional model where students will come to school every day, 5 days a week. There will be some modifications. There will be far more disinfecting and sanitizing of schools. There will be less interaction with students from other classes. Second model is what we're calling a blended model. At the elementary level, that looks like students coming to school half of the class at a time. At the secondary level, you would only come to school for 1 or 2 periods a day, and then there's a full-time online option for all kids, TK through 12 as well. If you choose the blended model or the online model, you're getting the same, what we call a guaranteed and viable curriculum that matches what's happening in our brick and mortar classrooms. I believe our neighbor to the north, Murrieta, is offering all 3.
Which parts of the plan do you think will be easily adapted, and what challenges do you foresee?
Wow, I think most of it is going to be difficult, but if I had to pick what would be the easiest, I would say that probably our student reactions. Kids are just so resilient, and kids embrace change. Our teachers are fabulous, but it will be a little more difficult because, you know, they've been doing things a certain way for a long time.
What advice do you have to teachers and students to getting back to our new normal?
As cavalier as it sounds, roll with it. You know, that's what we're telling ourselves daily, and extending a little bit more grace to people than we normally would. If we all just kind of take a deep breath and realize that, you know, we will get through it, it's just a matter of time.
In these uncertain times, students and parents can be sure of one thing. This coming school year will be unlike any other.
Since the opening of our schools is such a fluid situation, it's important to stay informed. We will post links on our website and through our social media that will allow you to do just that. Now it's time for our Need to Know segment, where we keep you up to date on current Riverside County news and information. As our county moves through the reopening process, we want to remind you that Governor Newsom made it a public health order that masks are required when going out in public. Yes, they can be annoying to wear, but it is good for the public health. Currently, numbers are climbing as we move through phase 3. Be safe, Riverside County, and remember to social distance. Let's take a look at some important dates that were postponed due to COVID-19. On June 8th, the U.S. Census began a restart for the 2020 census field operations, and the response deadline has been pushed back to October 31st. Make note that April 1st is a reference date, meaning when you do respond, count everyone living in your household as of that date. Responding to the census is very important as it helps officials allocate resources and create district boundaries. However, 2 out of every 5 U.S. households haven't responded yet, so let's get those in, everyone. The 2019 tax filing and payment deadline is just around the corner. On July 15, 2020, all returns are required to be filed. Now, according to the IRS, penalties and interest will begin to accrue on any remaining unpaid balances as of July 16th. DMV offices throughout the county are now open. Registration renewals were originally waived up to May 31st, but an executive order signed by Governor Newsom pushed that waiver until the end of this month. Now, on the other hand, all non-commercial driver's licenses that expire between March through July have until July 31st to renew. The DMV has also extended that deadline for the Real ID to October 1st, 2021, a year later than originally announced. Behind-the-wheel driver's license tests will resume tomorrow all across the state. However, new appointments cannot be scheduled for a few weeks until the DMV goes through their backlog of previous scheduled tests. Business owners need to know that the deadline to apply for the Paycheck Protection Program is June 30th. The Flexibility Act, which was signed into law earlier this month, gives paycheck protection borrowers more freedom and an increased ability to attain full loan forgiveness. And as we try to get back to business and navigate our new normal, there are some obstacles to work around in order to stay safe while visiting certain establishments. You might be due for a visit to the dentist and wondering if it's safe to do so. Well, by no surprise, dentist offices are taking new precautions to reduce COVID-19 risks. These new precautions include staggered appointments, the elimination of shared spaces, which means no more crowded waiting rooms. They are changing some of their pieces of equipment to avoid aerosols, and they are increasing sanitation and personal protection equipment. Health clubs have also put new safety procedures in place as they reopen. With limited space and people sharing exercise equipment, many gym goers are pondering their next visit. Now, it's impossible to avoid all risks. However, here are some tips to lower your chances. Wash your hands regularly and bring your own sanitizer. Wear gloves, wipe down equipment before use and after use, and try to avoid using the bathroom and locker room. And finally, local elections are on the ballot. The city of Temecula has 2 empty city council seats that will be voted upon in the general municipal election. The voters in District 2 and 4 will decide who will represent them on November 3rd. Mike Nagar, the current city council member in District 2, is retiring, and District 4 is currently empty due to the resignation of Mayor Stu. Check out our website for links to register to vote. It's the best way to make your voice heard. And speaking of making yourself heard, no matter what side of the aisle you prefer, there's a good chance you think some things about your community or the nation as a whole should change. This month, Spirit of Innovation looks at the ways we can all make a difference.
Historically, activists in Riverside County have taken significant action to affect social, economic, and political change. In the late 1800s, local union leaders worked diligently to improve working conditions for garment workers, many of whom were women. 2 decades later, the League of Women Voters was established.
What is the mission of the League of Women Voters?
To empower voters with the information they need to make their best informed choices on Election Day, and also to defend democracy, to advocate for policies that best represent the will of the people. The League of Women Voters was created by the suffragists just 6 months before women secured the right to vote.
Suffragette organizations in Riverside and San Bernardino counties were instrumental in obtaining the right to vote for California women in 1911, 9 years earlier than the ratification of the 19th Amendment.
What women learned was that advocacy cannot stop at the ballot box, that it's an ongoing job of monitoring government bodies, educating the public, keeping after those legislators to come across with the solutions that women want.
Supporting the right to vote in local and national elections is one of the League of Women Voters' main principles. It remains the most fundamental way residents can flex their civic muscle.
What would you say to those who don't vote?
Oftentimes, what we hear is apathy that is based in the fact that they don't think their vote matters. What they don't realize is you become a part of this perpetuating cycle wherein you're not voting, the politicians are going to remain unresponsive, not answering the will of the people.
Besides voting, what other ways can Riverside County residents help create change?
First things first, there's something you're passionate about, so you get a few people together and come up with a clear message so that people know immediately they want to sign on with you or not. Then second, come up with a clear desired result. And it could be either to write an initiative to get on the ballot, or it could be desired legislation. And it's all about building support. It's all about gathering power in numbers. So reach out to other organizations and form coalitions with those like-minded groups. But in the end, you need a politician to carry the flag. You're going to need somebody who is in a governing body who is going to bring that issue up and get the votes and so forth. I think the best example of effective peaceful protest was back in January of 2017 when we had the first Women's March. What got people out was you kind of reach a tipping point, and we're hopeful that the most recent protests will begin to bring forth that kind of action, the kind of change that Americans want.
Racial inequality and police brutality have brought out an unprecedented number of people to peaceful protests across the county, the state, the country, and the globe.
No justice!
No peace!
No racist!
Police!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Say his name!
George Floyd!
Say her name!
Breonna Taylor!
Matthew Tucker!
Matthew Tucker!
One of the first Black Lives Matter protests in Temecula was organized by local high school students. Some local leaders and activists quickly came to lend a hand.
To create change, I believe that peaceful protesting is the only way to get your voice actually heard, because you can go from Black Lives Matter, we protest police brutality, to a transgender issue where it's more about not being accepted for who you really are.
What made us get involved is the fact that we all knew that the system was corrupted and we also wanted to make change.
At the height of the local protests, these young organizers were able to facilitate the largest march in Temecula history.
So even if I'm only making a little bit of a difference, it's the part that I can do.
I can vote and I can protest and I can write my congressman. So this is what I can do as a citizen.
I've been wanting to see the power come back to the people. Say his name!
Matthew Tucker!
Say his name!
Matthew Tucker!
Say his name!
Matthew Tucker!
We need the city to be able to educate themselves. We're children. We shouldn't have to educate you on what's right and what's wrong. We're in a new age, things like that.
Learning how to protect voting and civil rights for all people, as well as opposing those who stand in the way of these rights, is our duty as American citizens. Participating in shaping policy is how to start creating the world we want.
We here at Spirit of Innovation encourage our viewers to be civically engaged. Check out our website for helpful links to get you started. Now it's time for our Good to Know, where we tell you about community events and good news happening throughout the county. I have our pre-apprentice, Aaron Porras, here to help me share the information.
Thank you, Gabriella. I'm happy to be back in studio. The 4th of July is soon upon us, and nothing screams the holiday more than fireworks. While several cities have canceled due to large crowd gatherings, we found a couple of cities that are moving forward and a safe social distance platform. The city of Menifee is hosting their annual celebration on June 27th, drive-in style, at Mount San Jacinto Community College's Menifee campus. Gates will open at 7 p.m. and the fireworks display starts at 9 p.m. Parking is free, but spaces are limited. Meanwhile, Lake Elsinore will continue the Ring in Independence Day with the fireworks display on July 4th at the lake as in previous years.
As we continue to social distance, there are plenty of online events to keep everyone busy. The city of Temecula is hosting a junior women's virtual STEM camp. Engage with them Wednesdays at 2 p.m. through July 15th. This class is hosted by the Temecula Youth Innovators who want to expose middle school girls to STEM education. Want to hear some great local music? Gino Mergolano from the local group Gino and the Lone Gunman perform live on Facebook Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Also, he takes song requests on his Facebook page. Sounds like a fun time. You can also check out Murrieta Library's stay-at-home Facebook Live Storytime reading every Wednesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Your kids will enjoy seeing a librarian reading books out loud and singing songs.
Speaking of libraries, the Riverside County Library System is resuming operations and operating express service in many locations. Patrons will still be able to reserve books and other materials online, but now they can also call their community library to schedule a date and time to pick up, much like curbside service. Book drops will be open for returns. The Temecula Valley and Murrieta Wildomar Chambers of Commerce are providing local businesses with personal protective equipment, by the way. Thanks to the County of Riverside and corporate partners, supplies are limited, so if your business is in need, be sure to contact the chambers as soon as possible. And in order to help customers maintain social distancing while shopping, the city of Temecula closed 2 blocks of Old Town from street to car traffic. The new pedestrian-only zone allows businesses to expand onto sidewalks and into the street.
In order to help people feel safe wherever they go, Riverside County is asking businesses to sign a pledge committing to COVID-19 precautions, such as using masks, reducing occupancy, and implementing safety protocols for employees. Stickers on business entrances will state that a pledge was signed. Looking for a job? The Small Business Administration is hiring to assist with COVID-19 disaster efforts. Remote options are available. Check them out at sba.gov. Goodwill is also hiring for new positions in temporary work. And the state of California has put together a one-stop shop for job hunting to assist those who have been affected by COVID-19. Visit onwardca.org for jobs and more information. Riverside County Workforce Development is also available to help with their many resources. You can access their job listings at caljobs.ca.gov, or you can visit one of their job center locations where their experienced team can help you find your new career.
An event I was looking forward to was JDS Creative Academy's DigiFest. The good news is that it is still happening online. DigiFest will now be a Digi Day held on August 22nd, where you can join in on our virtual seminars, meet industry experts, and view DigiFest entries. By the way, those who want to try to win a Digi Award of their own have up until July 10th to submit their work. Go to digifest.makayla.org for more info. You also won't want to miss JDS Creative Academy's musical theater students presenting Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory live online on August 29th and 30th. You can go to jdsca.org for more info. And while you're there, check out the fall classes starting in August. You'll find musical theater, script writing, fashion design, photography, and a whole lot more.
Thanks, Erin. You heard me mention at the top of the show calling us an award-winning show. All of us here at the studio have been over the moon since we found out we won 6 Telly Awards for 4 of our main show segments and our job training crew's SOI update program and their PSA on safety belts. Way to go, SOI crew, and hashtag JDSFamily. We also want to mention that JDS Creative Academy's co-founder, Diane Strand, has been nominated for the Visit Temecula Valley Ambassador Xenia Hospitality Award, which is presented to businesses and individuals who display exemplary hospitality and service. The winners will be announced during their virtual event on July 22nd. Fingers crossed. If you want to learn more about the good to know information we shared here, go to our website where we will have all the relevant information and links. Riverside County tends to be overlooked for being the home of talented people because of its proximity to Orange and LA counties, which are famous for their homegrown celebrities. However, our region is a mecca to talented masters in a variety of crafts. Let's have a look. Out of the 2.4 million Riverside County residents, there are many whose talents make them stand out. The city of Riverside, referred to as Sportstown, USA, is no stranger to excellence and was a training ground for some well-accomplished athletes. Several county high schools are top-rated in athletics and continually turn out athletes that make it to the pros. Most recently, Corona High School's outfielder Isaiah Green was selected number 69 overall by the New York Mets. Off the field and on an artistic side, the performing arts community in Riverside County has blossomed local talent into big stars. Most recently, 3 contestants of American Idol's 2020 at-home edition reside here in Southwest Riverside County. Although the competition is over, the RivCo natives all did extremely well in the competition. These contestants credit their hometown mentors for their success. Are there any teachers or mentors local to Riverside County who were instrumental in your training?
I feel like the main 2 people are Jonathan George and Noni Hilgeson. Jonathan George was my mentor in terms of like performance and stage presence and all that. He also just like confidence in general. He has always been there for me ever since I was around 10 years old. And every single time I have a performance, he'll like comment on it or text me and be like, hey, you should do this differently or something like that. And he's just always there for me. And Noni Hilgeson, I could go on about her for hours. I wish the world could know who she is. She's the most incredible lady, and she's just been so beneficial for me.
I got a vocal coach actually in 2017, and that was my first time getting a vocal coach, so I was a little bit nervous, but I was super excited. And a lot of people don't know this, but he's the main reason why I actually got on American Idol. He had posted a video of me singing on his YouTube channel, and that's how the casting director saw it.
Beyond the sparkles and shines of the stage, you will also find the county full of intellectual superstars. With top-rated schools to award-winning STEAM clubs, integrating technology, engineering, and arts into education is creating various types of talent throughout the region. Why do you think Riverside County is home to such intellectual talent?
Riverside County, I think, is doing a great job.
in promoting those talent. And that is the reason we can see more and more talent coming out.
Joining me today via Zoom is Jayla and Isha, who are Future Links students. So any awards or accomplishments you have won through your team?
We got the award from our certification. It helped me in the science fair. We got the recognition from the mayor of the city of Corona.
Man, if you guys keep this up, you guys are on the road to a very successful future.
Whether it's the proximity to Hollywood, the educational attainment, or just by happenstance, Riverside County is where stars are born. It was a lot of fun getting to know the American Idol girls and experiencing the different talent here in our own RivCo backyard. Thank you for watching Spirit of Innovation, where we keep you in the know. Be sure and stay connected to our social media for our social updates and listen to the JDSCA training crew giving the sweet spot news on 102.5 The Vine Radio. You can find Spirit of Innovation on TV, YouTube, all social media platforms, and our website. Follow the hashtag JDSFamily to stay in contact with us, as it's now more important than ever to be in the know. Before we go, I want to give credit to creative designer Hannah Davis for designing and making my beautiful outfit. Thanks, Hannah. From all of us here at JDS Creative Academy, stay safe and healthy. SOI out.